Hello, my name is Candace Adams. I'm the University of Jamestown chaplain, and I want to thank you for listening to this very important presentation on mental health. The University of Jamestown seeks to promote the wellness of your son or daughter's mind, body, and spirit. We recognize that mental health is a critical issue for college students. The statistics are alarming as to the number of students who suffer from a mental health issue. According to the 2015 National College Health Assessment Report published by the American College of Health Association, 1 out of 4 young adults between the age of 18 and 24 have a diagnosable mental illness. More than 50% have felt overwhelming anxiety, making it hard to succeed academically. Another 40% of college students have felt more than the average amount of stress within the past 12 months. 80% of college students have felt overwhelmed by all that they have to do in the past year, and 47.7% have felt things were hopeless. Almost 73% of students living with a mental health condition experienced a mental health crisis on campus. Yet only 34.2% reported that their college knew about their crisis. The National Alliance on Mental Illness in 2015 noted that approximately 64% of students no longer in college cited that they were not attending due to a mental health related reasons. Therefore, it is imperative that we address mental health with you before your son or daughter arrives on campus. In this presentation, I will highlight for you what you can do to support your son or daughter and what the University of Jamestown provides to assist your son or daughter's mental wellness. First, what can you do? If your son or daughter has been diagnosed with a mental health condition, it is essential that you plan ahead. For example, don't wait until he or she arrives on campus to seek out appropriate resources such as a counselor, medical doctor, etc. These individuals are a vital part of your son or daughter's network. When your son or daughter is transitioning to college, it is not an appropriate time to go off of medications or stop seeing a licensed counselor. It is stressful for anyone to make a significant change in his or her life. College is an entirely new experience for your son or daughter. Moving away from home, possibly having a roommate whom he or she has never met, a completely different academic schedule and expectations. Supporting your son or daughter with the right level of support is crucial. Next, notify the University of Jamestown if your son or daughter has been diagnosed with a mental health condition. It is better for us to be made aware at the beginning of the year that your son or daughter has a history of depression, anxiety, or any other mental health issue, because too often parents wait to contact us until a problem emerges. And many times problems can be avoided if we are made aware of your son or daughter's needs. Third, keep in contact with your son or daughter. Yes, we are all busy, but you know your son or daughter best. If you sense that something is wrong, you need to let someone at the University of Jamestown know. Don't assume that we are aware of his or her struggles. There's an online form on the website called We Care. If you file a report, action will be taken. Someone will meet with your son or daughter to discuss how he or she is doing. It is important to recognize that there are many students in the initial weeks at college that suffer from homesickness. And there are a plethora of individuals who can support your son or daughter, such as a resident life assistant, a coach, an upperclassman who serves as a guide in their introductory course, and the list could go on. Let us know how we can assist your son or daughter. Finally, as the statistics indicate, many students may encounter a mental health issue for the very first time while attending college. While it is common for a person to experience stress and or at times sadness, Extended periods may signify something more serious. Two of the most common mental health issues that students experience are depression and anxiety. I want to give you just a partial list of some of the common symptoms that your son or daughter may exhibit that may signify that he or she is struggling with depression. You may notice a change in their mood, a loss of interest or pleasure in activities, mood swings or sadness. They may express that they're having difficulty with their sleep, either waking up too early or wanting to sleep all day. Their behavior can become agitated. They may express that they're crying unconditionally or that they're isolating themselves. Cognitively, it can become very difficult to concentrate, and they may express thoughts of suicide. As far as their weight, you may see either an excess of weight or that they have lost a significant amount of weight. On the other hand, your son or daughter may exhibit symptoms of anxiety. Again, in their body, they may experience fatigue, restlessness. Behaviorally, they may be hypervigilant or irritable. Cognitively, they may experience racing or unwanted thoughts. Also common is excessive worry, fear, feeling of impending doom, nausea, palpitations, poor concentration, or trembling. If your son or daughter exhibits any of these symptoms, it is essential that he or she sees a medical doctor and is evaluated. There could be an underlying medical reason for his or her symptoms that must be ruled out. Please support your son or daughter in getting the medical care that he or she needs. I have met with numerous students who are afraid to communicate with their parents about the possible mental health condition that they are experiencing. They're often reluctant to see a doctor or receive care. And there are times when it is absolutely necessary for your son or daughter to receive medical treatment. We neither advocate for or against the usage of medication. However, there are times when it is beneficial to a student. Just as a diabetic may be able to control his or her sugar levels by diet alone, some individuals need insulin to regulate their levels. Some individuals need medication to aid their mental well-being, while other individuals need both medication and counseling. One way to think about counseling is physical therapy for the mind. It is not a sign of weakness. It takes courage to get help. So you might be asking yourself, what does the University of Jamestown provide? First, this campus has many kind and compassionate faculty and staff who will encourage your son or daughter. Yet this ought not to be viewed as a substitute for a licensed counselor. Secondly, our students promote awareness regarding mental health issues. We have a student organization, To Write Love on Her Arms, which brings awareness to the struggles of mental health and strives to break down the stigma attached to it. They host events throughout the year. Our sophomore character and leadership class chose mental health awareness as one of their focuses this spring, and they too provided information to the campus about mental health. Finally, we have compiled a list of counseling agencies in the community that are available. If your son or daughter needs to see a professional therapist as the chaplain, I am available to assist him or her in selecting one. If your son or daughter is unsure whether counseling will be helpful, I can meet with him or her to discuss his or her options. As a minister of Word and Sacrament, I am trained to assist students who are dealing with concerns related to grief and loss, relationship issues, Christian beliefs, convictions, and spiritual practices, spiritual discernment, making an important decision, unforgiveness, distorted images of God, and those who want to support a friend who is struggling. The University of Jamestown wants your son or daughter to experience wellness. If you're concerned about your son or daughter's mental health, please work with us to find an appropriate solution.